Now we get season 2. We start off with a goddamn bang with the bet, which is probably one of the most iconic episodes of the show for a good reason. Basically, what Drake has addiction to junk food and Josh is addicted to video games. And when they kind of get to bring Megan home from rain day because of all that, and they both get grounded, they basically see who can go longest without their addictions, and loser having to Dyda and Pink. And you see them struggling with their addictions. They get a lot of hilarious moments where Josh is like gets a new game spear. It's like, and then Drake is like this good facial rash from his son changing diet and was cured by eating junk food, which makes him hilarious. Like that whole scene when interfering was actually pretty hilarious. And the make it so crazy that Walter bets on Drake and then Audrey bets on Josh, which is insane. They do that honestly. And you get to see him basically trying to make sure to crack, like Drake playing games and all that stuff, and then Josh having the whole room full of junk food. And they get the even more hilarious moment when they end up like fighting, caving in and fighting where they dive into the chocolate milk pool, which is hilarious. Probably the first of many like random fights they'll get into throughout the show, but in a good way. And you know, obviously a lot of fun Megan moments as well. Then are pretty hilarious. It's like you both caved in, so you both have to do it. And then they're like, and then Walter they also lost the ball. Basically everyone but Megan has to dye their hair pink, which is hilarious. And then you get a even more hilarious moment where Drake ends up wearing a pink wig. Idiots. But yeah, this is definitely going to be high up. I hope it's very likely going to end up being high up on my actual ranking because that is one of the most iconic, most fun episodes of the entire show. That this is probably when they actually finally found their groove. This is where they finally found what make these characters tick and what is most enjoyable with these characters. We're going to make chemistry, to back and forth, to enjoyable back and forth. Get to really like Megan moments, good characters being the parents. Dean, Drake, and Josh trying to cave each other is always a scene that I always found to be so laugh out loud hilarious. It's just a very consistently hilarious episode when not really missing honestly. So yeah, expect it to be pretty high up on the anime episode ranking. And now we get to another good episode with Guitar. One I remember watching so often growing up, but ends up being another hilarious episode where Drake ends up trying to use his classmates to win tickets to his favorite band, Zero Gravity, and also Guitar, inspired by the lead guitarist Devin Malone. Well, you see him finding out all that stuff, and then him fighting with his friends to that with Night's Call and everything. Like, my radio died. Think of some hilarious moments, and then give Megan end up being the one to answer, and then Drake confessing him to basically, like, hey, I'll be at home for a month. And then you get that line where basically makes the night plan for the sun guy. And they get the iconic Mr. Ramon, of Venus, and all the earth, than Mars. When Josh ends up singing a song that ends up telling all the plans and everything. And all that stuff, which again is hilarious. I think, of course, you get a lot of shenanigans where Josh actually like this makes the car explode by laying the amplifier while showing it, and then has to buy a new one before Drake finds out. And then see like Josh goes so great lengths that he's selling his life savings to get a guitar and having to get some of them alone, and of course the interaction with the bodyguard is always so hilarious. And it's also hilarious, and then getting more home ones between Drake and Josh, which I was like, wow, guys, that's the coolest thing anyone's done for me. When he ends to be done alone, Josh accidentally breaks up his hand, then Drake ends up playing guitar on everybody. Then he ends up getting paid for it, and then he paid Josh with that money and gift and for just Josh, Drake, remember he has to do Megan's homework. And he gets modified moments where Walter tries to bond more with Drake and everything. And Drake's like, I don't know. And he gets some really hilarious moments, especially toward the last scene of that moment. But it's pretty fun and hilarious moment. So yeah. But it's always another pretty consistent and hilarious episode. I'm not sure where it's going to end up in the overall ranking, but Guitar is definitely another good one. Nice. And we get to another classic episode, and that is Movie Job, where we finally see the premiere movie, which has to come in like a staple for the show going forward. But of course, we get our first appearance from Crazy Steve, played by Jerry Trainer, who obviously makes more appearances later on the show. Again, Jerry Trainer is a pretty underrated actor, honestly, but that's a another day. And of course, we see one of the best supporting characters in Helen, played by Ben Nicole Brown, who's also a pretty underrated actress, someone who is always consistently hilarious in like every role she's in. And she definitely delivered Helen, basically in terms of hiring Josh and starting Helen and stuff, and tries Drake to get a job. Then we see Helen start to have the storyline after Gag of basically her favorite Drake, and then her loving Drake, and then like hating Josh. Which makes for some hilarious moments and some fun aspects going forward. Because Gaga never really gets old, thankfully. Again, Helen's again, it's basically just not a consistently hilarious episode. We definitely get the feel of the premiere aspect, and again, it's definitely becoming like a again, this basically is a location that's becoming like a staple for the show going forward. And it's definitely like a good location that makes those pretty hilarious moments. And it's like a movie theater, but and of course you also get that kind of like posters, and of course the movie once it's sent on the outside of the theater makes for some pretty hilarious moments. The basic Josh in this episode, Josh basically works hard, but Drake's lazy. Drake gets more credit, and he ends up getting promoted to manager. And then John tries to have emotions stop more Bronco, which just becomes like a massive brawl. The Drake takes the blame, and again ends up hiring Josh back and everything, and then felt the judgment more to Josh than him. And again, he was getting out like Gagger basically, like Drake makes some money by selling his stuff. And also, again, another good. When he tries to sell his fucking good, I gotta tell you a lot of tape. Oh jeez. So yeah, Move Job, another fantastic episode. And again, delivers on being very consistent, hilarious, and delivering a location and the characters that are pretty much going to be a staple from the show going forward. Again, especially the great Steve always himself like a very hilarious character. You make Crazy Steve, right? You have a guy named Crazy Steve. I mean, I don't know why he's so crazy. But yeah, Move Job, top tier episode. Now we get to Full Fall, which won't reach the highs of the last three episodes. It's still a pretty good episode. Basically, Giles tries to be more pretty cool while trying to do a magic trick. And then tries to find a football team and everything. But ends up becoming the equipment manager. A lot of shenanigans happen where Josh finds them playing in after the Brahim makes the team ill due to Megan putting dirt from a flower pot in him. And he's always one start telling what happens episode where basically Josh and Drake try to sneak in Skull Jan, who is a former player that lost his memory, into the game. Which ends up being some hilarious moments, which would promise him like a lot of money for it, and he ends up getting like a memory. Then you see Josh going to play, and it's going to win a touchdown, and then Josh's like, hey, you're pretty cool, honestly. And then you get typical like Drake fan and everything, and doesn't reach the consistent highs in the last three episodes, but it's still a pretty good episode with some pretty hilarious moments. And now we get to Pool Shark, which has always been another favorite of mine. Again, so one is obviously like very simple and everything, but it's one how long it lasts. And Control definitely decides what Drake can really do as he actually takes advantage of Josh and uses him to try and make money by seeing that Josh actually, plays pool pretty well. Like, once Chan finds out, he is by the bit, Drake's like, I still want to do it. Well, I'm sorry, I can't, but I definitely want to keep doing it. Which of course is a very iconic thing of the show. Then they end up tricking him and everything, and it turns out Josh actually knew the guys they were trying to hustle. It was all camp counselors. And he gives a story about Walter trying to find something for his wife. And he goes, episode that's just very consistently hilarious all the way through. Not much to say, but and of course you get one of the first true scenes where they say, "Hug me, brother." But yeah, overall, great episode. I don't know why Smart Girl is never one of my favorite episodes, honestly, but still a pretty solid one, honestly. It's just one I was thinking had to make consistent laughs, honestly. I mean, it's Von Drake trying to impress like a girl that's a lot more smarter and everything. But it's kind of fun seeing Drake actually trying to learn and to try to impress her. And then of course the shenanigans where Drake when they go into like when they end up going to this like academic bowl, and then Josh basically, and then Drake tries to answer, but then he finds out the end of, and then the transmission ends up being like tribute to like a fast food thing and everything. And it leads to some hijinks. I'd say after the side stuff, honestly, where Josh actually tries to get back at Megan. But overall, probably my least favorite season, but still a solid episode. And Little Diva is also a very solid one, where basically we get a child star that basically is a diva, obviously, and then a lot of hijinks happen when she ends up getting knocked out, especially when she and Megan tries to prank Drake and Josh and everything, which was just a lot of very hilarious hijinks and everything, and then trying to vet them and everything, and I think it's a very charming moment, honestly. Again, not one of my favorites of the season, but one I always do enjoy coming back to. Also, this is also not being one of the only episodes the only episode where Helen's actually played by a different actress here, which is, I remember something else, kid, I was like, wait, that's not Helen. Even though I think the one that plays actually does a good job and plays Helen's Manson very well, even though obviously she's a lot more mean to Josh, obviously. Yeah, but overall, that's all episode. Blues Bros, though. Blues Bros is definitely one of the best episodes in the entire show. And honestly, for good reason. Like, it's definitely got top 10, top 5 episodes. I'm not sure where it's like, where it will be in my overall ranking, but it's definitely going to be high enough for sure. It's definitely one of the most fun iconic episodes, obviously, where we see Drake basically trying to run around the bands, and then they find out they actually sold a song. And then Josh deals with his own, like, very sad story where he ends up being part of, you know, Walter's, like, Weatherman thing. And this is the first time the Weatherman thing is actually introduced, if I remember correctly. Which, of course, comes about a joke in, like, a lot of other episodes. And then Josh is, like, so nervous. He's about to start, like, oh, jeez. Why do you have to tell her about that Twitch? I'm probably not doing it right, but it's still hilarious. I remember making that moment so much. I think I remember making that moment so much, honestly. But anyway, you get a lot of great hilarious moments, a lot of harmonious moments. Of course, the whole Soul Man moments where they also doing Josh saying, "I'm a Soul Man." It's one of the most iconic moments in the entire show. You also get this little fun gig with this girl. It's like, "I love you guys. Who are you?" But overall, pretty hilarious episode. That's easily one of the best in the entire show. And now we get to driver's license, which is generally one of the funniest episodes of the entire show. After we see like Drake and Josh basically trying to get a license, and while John has a total time into the structure, he ends up passing. Drake has great time, but he ends up failing. And that leads to some very hilarious dialogue and back and forth moments. Then Josh ends up getting a ticket, in which the father said if he gets one, he'll take the license away for good. And then Drake actually decides he'll pay for it, but he decides to blackmail Josh into. So he decides to blackmail Josh to basically have him like do whatever he wants, unless he'll tell Walter about everything. Which of course leads to my heart. Of course, one of the most iconic moments are basically where Josh tries to fake having a heart attack. And I was like, hey, give him a ticket as soon as he's not faking a heart attack. And then he ends up having to be a chauffeur for a day and everything, and then the ending scene where basically ends up being Josh like, no sir, you're going to have to give me 2 tickets. One for hotel light and one for. But yeah, and since the humor is top tier. Number one fan is also like very hilarious, but also a very heartwarming episode where we see a girl from Megan's Can't Fight Truth. There's also when we start seeing a little more like, you know, Megan as a character, who's played by Alison Stoner, who's always a very talented actress. Also a very inspirational person if you've seen where she has done on Instagram nowadays, but that's a story for another day. But you get some pretty hilarious moments where basically she ends up getting a crush on Drake, gets kind of pretty obsessed with him, kind of messing a lot of stuff, and then leads to Drake being kind of sick of it, but then realizes, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't mess with you. And it's a very sweet moment where Drake ends up playing songs for her weekend. It's a very sweet moment. He also gives a pretty hilarious moment where Josh becomes like the true believer to them, and the episode ends with them trapping Josh in the tent, which again is pretty hilarious. But yeah, overall, not as good as the last two, but still a pretty good one. And now we get to Mean Teacher, which honestly has always been like one of my personal favorites growing up. And again, I don't know because like 7 seasons or whatever, but I always loved this episode, and I think it still holds up pretty well. Basically, the episode Drake wants to go because of her laugh, like, they find out that Miss Safer, a teacher that absolutely hates Drake, and his mom's like, and sees one, I was like, wait, you're the boy who's been dating my daughter? Your guy's mom? I'm going to be sick. Oh, freaking you. And then, like, Mia Gumption is always hilarious. And then she finds him for drama school, he breaks up with her. Then Josh says, like, hey, she made Kelly break up with you. And then pretty much just fails whenever he tries to do stuff. And Josh wins wearing this like ugly shirt that somehow has good temperature, and we ends up getting a score, getting handed a watch, a ring by a couple, with even a classmate's entire gaming collection, avoiding like a lot of Megan's pranks, which is also very hilarious moments. And ends up going out to update him Kelly for a teen model who loves magic and video games, which is pretty hilarious. But kind of feel good for Josh Hudson, and Drake's like, I want to was a shirt and everything, and living half, and at least a lot of hijinks again, not going pretty well, and then Kelly ends up breaking up with Drake, and then we got Eli's moment basically the end of the show is gone, then making him donated. And like, he was almost lucky. Then he gets like Eli's like post credit scene where the hobo ends up like winning the lottery. Which again, and it's just hilarity is very consistent, and you get some very nice good heartwarming moments in general. So yeah, overall, pretty great episode. And now we have episode 12, The Gary Grill, which is another very consistent, hilarious episode. And basically, Drake and Josh can also sell like Coleman Gary Grills with two men named Guy and Buddy. And then they found out they actually were arrested, found out they were stolen. And to find out that they were stolen, they ended up getting arrested. Of course, again, like human expects from people like being in prison and everything. And again, that interrogation scene in general is one of the most hilarious moments out there. Again, this episode just very hilarious, how we get an appearance from Gary Coleman himself. So yeah, overall, pretty great episode. Now we have Drew and Jerry, which is another pretty damn good episode. In which basically Josh is like, hey, we always hang out, so let's spend a little time apart. I mean, we're gonna see more together, but yeah, I need a little Drake time. Then Josh ends up becoming friends with a guy named Drew and everything, who acts like a lot like Drake. Then Drake has to find someone else like Josh named Jerry. Of course, I can't see where this kind of story is going, but it makes for some pretty hilarious moments, especially seeing them like do their things and everything, and at least they're imagining getting their own show, which is hilarious. But it kind of makes fun of the whole concept of Drake and Josh in general. So yeah, not as good for previous episodes, but still a very consistently hilarious episode with some really fun moments. And posters! And now we end the season off with a bang with Honor Council, which is also another very consistently hilarious episode, in which basically Jake is framed for breaking Miss Hafer, but they have a car being parked inside her classroom, which again is pretty hilarious. And it's also the first time we've seen Minnie Crenshaw, who ends up coming appearing in later episodes, and we'll talk about that when we get to those episodes. Who's basically Josh off Jimmy, and get a lot before on the rivalry, where it's like Minnie ends up buying Josh for everything. I buy her, she breaks him. So, and we see that. Everybody knows that. Then Drake ends up getting framed for it, and Josh tries to become his attorney, but obviously it makes like Drake feel even more worse and everything. It makes Drake even feel like, oh hey, then it's like, how can I do it? I don't know how to do it. You're right. You're pretty stupid. Thanks. Hey! Then get the hilarious moment basically finding Miss Grants find out that the only beef she had was Miss Haver's class. And I guess it got make her feel so frustrated, ends up pulling the prank and everything, but there's still a lot of fun hilarious moments. I still hate you, Drake. I know. I mean, overall, another pretty great episode. And a pretty good sci-fi way to end the season. Well, now Season 2. And Season 2, I think is just fantastic. This is the point where I think there's not going to be any like weak or bad episodes. Like usually on most episodes I end up being pretty good. Obviously there are some now others can be Earth, but be from a human level, character level, and a heart level. But unfortunately, this one it's hard to get really into the vibe of the show, with it being more consistent hilarious, more consistent charming, and get some really great top tier episodes here. That's going to be high up on my overall episode ranking. So yeah, Season 2 I say was an overall smash.